couple of weeks ago, Jean was looking around and found us a really good deal. She found the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort Hotel, located at Universal Studios in Orlando, for $179 a night. So we booked a couple of nights. And I gotta tell you, the place is gorgeous. You enter through the third floor because that's where the lobby is. Naturally, I turn towards the right, and check-in is actually located towards the left. But you know what? That's not the first thing you need to know. Let's back up a little. First off, you're going to find Lowe's Royal Pacific directly across the street from Universal Studios, and unlike Disney, during the daytime, there's nobody in the guard shack. We never went through at night, so I can't tell you about that. What I can tell you is that if you have a vehicle carrier for your wheelchair on the back of your car, you can't have it valet parked. They just won't do it. They say it has to come off your car in order for them to park it. And mine doesn't come off. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, back inside the lobby, we needed to go to the left, and I made a right instead. So let's hurry up on through that so we can get over to check-in. I mean, we'll be talking about this restaurant in a minute or two anyway. And like I said, Jean found a really good deal for $179 a night for Florida residents for a Thursday and a Friday. It's also on that third floor lobby and check-in that you find out how really beautiful this resort is. It is really well themed without being, well, obnoxious. Here's the map. Let's see where we're headed to. So we have to go down to our room on the first floor. We're staying in Tower 2, the Leeward Tower. The first floor is also where the restaurants, the bar, the pool, and the luau are located. And I'm also hoping this was preventive maintenance that we saw being done. Just a quick picture of what that entrance bridge looks like from the bottom. And me being me, I kind of wondered how they took care of washing the windows. And I found out. Okay, so let's go take a look at our room. We got a handicap accessible room with 2 queen-size beds. And a pretty good security setup on the door. And check this one out. On both the upper and lower peepholes, there's a peephole cover on the inside that you have to actually switch up in order to be able to look out through it. It's a little more privacy. There was plenty of room to get the wheelchair around, although I did find it going a little difficult in the hallway here. There is a fairly good-sized dresser with a TV set and a mini fridge, but make sure the little fingers don't get their hands on those water bottles, because each one of those Fiji water bottles will set you back $7.50. I mean, I like Fiji water and all, but I've had cocktails that cost less than that. There's some nicely themed art on the wall, but don't go looking for any hidden Mickeys. Remember, we're at Universal. And like I said, although the hallway made it a little difficult to maneuver to get into the bathroom, once you're in there, there's plenty of room to spin the chair around as much as you want. Handrails on the wall make it easier to get into and out of the shower. There's plenty of towels, and the shower seat is already there, ready to go. You just have to fold it down. After we dumped our bags in our room, we decided we were kind of hungry and we'd head over to the Islands restaurant. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite ready to open. But Jake's American Bar right next door was. And Jake's American Bar was my kind of place. From the photos on the wall to the models in the case, I could see it was all themed around Pan Am back in the One Trip days. And for those of you who remember my review of Marie and Enzo's, I was involved with Pan Am at one time, so it was pretty interesting to me, and you can check the link up here in the right-hand corner. The food was really good and surprisingly reasonably priced. I had the One Trip fish and chips for $18. But what really made the meal stand out was dessert. And again, I was really surprised about the price. It's really not that bad for a high-end hotel located on a resort property. And make no mistake about it, Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort is a high-end hotel. For instance, what I didn't show you when we first drove around when we entered was the center part, and that's the atrium that they have. It's a beautiful oasis. Our first stop in the morning was over at the Universal Orlando Resorts Vacation Planning Center so we could get tickets, and then we headed over for a grab-and-go breakfast. In the morning, Orchid Court is open for breakfast. They have some hot foods, pastries, every kind of coffee and tea you could ever want, and soft drinks are also available, along with a beautiful seating area to sit and relax for a few minutes. You know, before the busy day really begins. And we started that busy day with a tour around the pool. The Royal Pacific Pool has a manual wheelchair ramp where you can ride right down into the water. There's also a zero entry area, but there is a slight lip on that one. And if we can head up onto the ship's bridge, you can get a better overview of what the pool really looks like. Luckily, nobody was aiming the water cannons at me. There's also not one but two separate hot tubs around the pool. Both of them have handicap lifts to help you get in the water. And of course, there's a handicap assist lift over by the main pool as well. And then at the water taxi dock, you'll find one of my favorite things. Security. Yep, they have security right there. X-ray machines and metal detectors before you even get on the water taxi. But once you're done there, you don't have to worry about going through security over at Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, or City Walk. As a matter of fact, here comes the water taxi now. Let's go ahead and take it on over to Universal Studios City Walk.
Good morning.
And Universal Studios water taxis have one of the easiest handicap loading procedures ever. They put down the little ramp for you and you go right in. And there's actually plenty of room to maneuver once you're on board the water taxi. So you probably guessed that we spent the day over in the theme parks, so we'll give you a little recap right now. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It was a very, very, very long day. And I was never so glad to see the dock back at the Royal Pacific Resort. Well, first thing the next day, we took our time looking around the grounds of Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. And like I said before, the place is beautiful. And they have all kinds of things to do. I forgot to mention the croquet yard. Strangely, nobody was playing while we were there. Back inside on the lobby level, there are two shops. One is Toko Gifts that specializes in souvenirs from Universal Studios. And then there's Moss that specializes in, well, I'm not really sure what it specializes in. And remember, no visit is complete without visiting the Wonderland Loew. Unfortunately, that's only on Saturdays and we weren't there. But we did have a chance to explore the grounds past the ticket booth, and there's a pretty size area for a luau, including inside and outside facilities. And since there's no luau for breakfast, we'll head over to the Islands dining room and have ourselves some brunch. Now, even though there was a line, there was no wait for seating. And apparently some of the restaurant theming includes frogs. For breakfast, they have an option of menu items or a buffet. And surprise of all surprises, I went with the buffet. They had a large selection of food, including my favorites of sausage and bacon, and they had a custom order omelet bar, and our chef was really good at what she did. Gina, on the other hand, decided to go with the Tahitian French toast, and she still wouldn't tell me whether it beat the Polynesians' Tonga toast. The jury was still out. And for those of you looking for such things, the Islands dining room can seat larger groups as well. We took our time because we knew as soon as we were done breakfast it was going to be checkout time and time to head out of the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. But since we did have a few minutes, we decided we'd stop in the lobby and check out the gingerbread land. I mean, what's not to like? You got a miniature train layout running around through a gingerbread village complete with minions. Where else are you going to find that? And a couple of times a day, one of the pastry chefs would come out and work further on the gingerbread village. Even though I thought you were supposed to take the peppermint pinwheels out of their wrappers before you glued them on the building. But of course my favorite was their take on a Pan Am clipper ship. You know, the seaplanes that Pan Am used to use. This one, complete with running propellers. I really enjoyed our stay here, and I hope we can find a good deal like this again. But I was actually kind of inspired while we were there, and we ended up getting annual passes for both Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. So I guess you'll be seeing those parks also, as Bob sees it, on another side trip.